All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Sorry about that. Had to adjust the volume on the microphone. Welcome back to our career mode playthrough of Gallop Racer 2006. We are going to go in here and breed a sprint horse. This is a very volatile breeding. You might get a terrible horse, or you could get a horse like ours that's not so bad. All right, here we got War Pig. He is a sprinter with a really good racing interval, that double circle for toughness. And we are going to breed him with a mare named Delicate Blues. So this breeding pair cost $1,525 to breed, 1525. And this is the result we got by rolling the dice. 5 for vigor, 4 for calm, 4 for power, 4 for smart, 3 for future. And it does not look like it has the minus. So we're going to call this colt Dress Blues, War Pig. So soldiers have dress blue uniforms, so we'll call that the cross of War Pig and Delicate Blues will be Dress Blues. If that makes sense to you, because it made sense to me. All right, let's go take a look at the horse card here. It is an A-rated horse as of right now. And we do have the minus. The other skills are probably tough and start dash based on mom and dad. We don't have the double circle interval for racing. We have just one circle, but that's still pretty good. So we should have a good recovery time between races. And granted, I'm not expecting I'm going to be able to unlock a lot of horse titles with this horse. I'm just hoping to unlock more horse titles with this horse. So, really just trying to get the special sprinter horse title, and then our next breeding pair will probably try to result in a filly with really good stamina, or a horse that can run on dirt and grass, or maybe both, depending on what we come up with. All right, here in the special races, the first race that we can race in is the Dublin Sprint. We're going to start out a lot overseas with this horse because they love sprinting and they love straight tracks, and I am totally okay with that because straight tracks mean you don't have to turn. All right, we are already a favorite, so we're going to get our bet in. I gotta say, I don't want to spoil any part of the video. We do some great things with this horse, but at the end of the day, like I said, we only get one new horse title. So, but that being said, you're going to see what sprinting is all about with Dress Blues. All right, here in the Dublin Stakes, mostly a straight track, at least by the diagram. I was looking for a horse that runs weird, and I'm going to tell you now, we found one. Somewhere in this video is going to be a horse that runs weird, so not a great start. If we can line those up, we'll get start dash, but we did not get start dash. I'll just say that I think this horse could have run even better than we ran it. How about that? All right. Pardon me, I must be getting over something. Overheating a little bit, we're going to slow down. We're still in the front of the rest of the pack, making our way up to the front. And now we're in the front. And we're going to go to the whip when the 4 passes. I can't figure out the whip button because I haven't played this in quite a bit of time.
Show your guts!
So we are going to just get the nose by the 4 horse and end up winning that race. Yep, I always forget. It's the red circle is the whip button. There's other whips, but that's the whip I use, the red circle. All right, even though I was incompetent, we set a course record here in the Dublin Stakes, and we didn't win any money, which I'm going to be saying a lot in this playthrough. We didn't win a lot of money with this horse. All right, looking at the horse card, we got the double circle for dry turf. All right, Normandy Stakes, but our horse is not recovered enough to run that, in my opinion. So we'll run in the Sunshine Stakes. Instead, another straight track in Cambridge. If you are familiar with English racing, please feel free to chime in with the actual names of these tracks. I am not knowledgeable enough to know. All right, let's get our bet in here. We're going to do a 3-6 exacta for 900. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Sorry, I had some stuff I had to do in the morning here, so that's why this video has been slightly delayed. It should be appearing before you sometime on Saturday afternoon. All right, another straight track here in the Sunshine Stakes. I have long ago given up trying to understand the diagramming of the overseas racetracks.
The horses are on the track.
I don't know what to say. All right, perfect start. We should get start dash out of the gate. We do.
That was a great start.
And as you can see, if you are a front-running horse and you get start dash, you are going to be loving life because you'll be all alone. The problem with that is that a lot of horses that run in the front get what's called a temporary heart, and then when they're challenged from other horses coming up from behind, they kind of falter when that happens. So there are some horses in this race that do have that. All right, here we're going to unlock the revolutions.
2 furlongs to go.
The glass breaks and off we go like a shot. I hate to say it, I got a couple of early revolutions in this horse, and I thought, hey, this horse is prone to revolutions, and I can never get another one. The rest of the time, pretty much. So it's fun while it happens, but it didn't happen a lot with this horse. All right, easy victory there. And you know, the other thing that was kind of a bummer, when we unlock the additional horse titles, one of them is 3 overwhelming wins in Gallop World Series races. And of course, since we didn't get any more revolutions, we wouldn't have qualified for that. So that is a title out there. So if you have a horse that's prone to revolutions, if you can pull off 3 of them in any Gallop World Series races, you will win a horse title. All right, first skills are starting to show up. We are now an S-rated horse. So I think this is maybe going to be a fast or normal growth interval. Looking around, I can't really find a race that I want to run. We're not a dirt horse. We're not going to run in dirt. So World Cup Juvenile out of the question. We could run in the Pollock Stakes. It is back to Cambridge on another straight track. And we will do that now. So here's my question. If anyone watching this is from England or familiar with the layout of Cambridge track, that when they show us the diagram, they're just showing us part of the track, correct? Because I'm imagining these are more like estates or parks or something where there's multiple race courses, and kind of we're just getting a snippet of the track layout. Because here you can see it. That can't be all of it. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. It can't be all of it. All right, we're going to look at the field here really quickly. My horse runs very properly, but we didn't find the weird horse there. You know, I think we'll go look after another perfect start here. We'll go look at the Cambridge track and see what it looks like while one of these other races is going on. All right, perfect start. Eventually, another horse gets in front of us. That's fine. We are not a head running horse. We run in the lead. So we don't want to be first. We want to just behind the leader. And so essentially we are behind the leader, although we're starting to overheat a little bit. That's something that as we get on further with this horse becomes more of a problem. The overheating, it's really disappointing. This horse got worse as it got better, if that makes sense. We're going to get the revolutions again. We're going to whip at 1.8.
2 furlongs to go.
And the glass breaks and off we go. While that is happening, let me look up, see if I can figure out Cambridge Horse Race Track. It's called Cambridge Raceway. Well, that's interesting.
Incredible! No one can match
All right, I
you.
googled the track layout. AI is trying to tell me something. Oh, it says it's in England. Well, that seems odd. And the picture they're showing me is just a circular track, so that can't be right. But I'm finding something else here online as we are going to get our next race. So speed 89, staying 87, everything else kind of mediocre. 6 to 7 furlongs of our range. So let's look at our next race, try to stretch out to 8. And I think I'm going to have to go back into the normal races because the special races get kind of slim pickings around the holidays. So we will register for the Young Crown Cup, I think, because there's not a lot in the special races around the end of the year. So yeah, I think we're going to go to Miami and we're going to go do the Young Crown Cup and see if we can pull that off, because there's not a lot to choose from on the special side. All right, we're going to run around instead of in a straight line for the first time. This should be interesting. By the way, this cannot be correct. My program is saying the video today runs for 3 hours and 19 minutes. It does not run for 3 hours and 19 minutes. I think it's probably going to run for about an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know how it came up with this other number, but that's not right. All right, we got our bet in. So what was I looking at? Oh, they gave me an ad instead. Oh well. It was like an old school picture of a Cambridge racetrack. Oh, here it is. And it was shaped kind of like a big diagonal. Oh, it's a pop-up. Anyway, so that can't be it either. I'll have to look around and see what's up.
The horses are on the track.
All right, here we go. Not a perfect start, but not
away they
terrible.
go.
And another good thing about having a horse that gets a good start dash, if you can do that, it's a great time to move over and establish position. Here you can see the 1 went straight up the inside. And if we were like the 2 horse, I would be in 7th heaven because I would just follow the 1 horse. But because we're on the outside, we can't do that. Here you see I'm having problems keeping the horse under control. If you give it too much gas in the beginning, it'll just start running away. And as you can see, our green meter is taking a huge hit.
Is where the race is won.
And that's the energy you need going down the stretch. So if you don't have a big green meter, you have very little room for error. So that's something I noticed that, again, it became harder to race this horse as it got better, if that makes sense. All right, we went to the whip, and even though the green meter is going to run out, or mostly run out, we don't have a problem, luckily, and we do win the Young Crown Cup.
We have a winner.
All right, good job,
You
horse.
reached the horse title.
All right, G1 Hunter horse title is available. You just can't do anything other than race the G1 race next and win it. Look at the jockey eval. Terrible, but we're going to keep it because we won. And that actually gave me a lot of hope. It made me think, man, if I won that race against the other really good 2-year-old horses and I did a terrible job riding the horse, then if I do a good job riding the horse, then we shouldn't have any problem. So you can see our distance topped out at 8 furlongs there. So we're not going to race any longer than 8 on turf with this horse. And we're going to race the Australia Stakes a lot because, again, there's not a lot of special races to choose from around the holidays at this point, simply because I need to unlock more races. So my next horse that I'm really going to try to breed is going to be a short interval, like a double circle for toughness if we can get it, turf horse to run that Triple Crown and Tierra. So the distance will have to be 8 to 16 or 9 to 16 for that horse. And that probably means it's going to involve Polish beat in some way. There's the Gallup World Series, nothing there. We did win the best 2-year-old in the normal side for winning the Young Crown Cup. But yeah, that Triple Crown and Tierra is going to be tough because it's back-to-back races and the middle ones have no recovery time. So it's going to be quite rough. All right, we're going to get our bet in here. Although I think I know a pairing that could generate a horse to win that, but we'll see. We might be going back to the well on a breeding pair we've used before. Let's put it that way. All right. We're here down under in Sydney. Taking a look at the track. And the horses, and all of them look pretty normal. Normal running. I'm telling you, when you see the weird horse, you're going to be like, what is that horse doing? It looks like it's trying to snort like a floating line of cocaine.
And away they go.
All right, and we're off in Sydney. Now I'm interested. What is the Sydney racetrack called? Oh, they have a lot of them. Homebush, Hyde Park, Kensington, Royal Randwick. Well, that's a fancy name.
They're right back in it.
Speaking of fancy, we're not going to get the Revolutions, but we are in great shape.
2 furlongs to
And
go.
we're going to go to the whip here.
Show your guns.
Said we were in great shape. Now I'm not so sure. But we are inexorably moving forward. We're going to overpass the 10. You can see my horse is running all out as we cross the finish line. So that should be another victory. Yep.
We have
All right,
a
horse,
winner.
good job. G1 Hunter
Yes.
should be ours.
Horse
It is.
title earned.
We have unlocked the Sprint Champ horse title. That is up for grabs. We got to get another win. A Sprint special racetrack. All right. Royal Randwick is... All right, I asked for a map. It is Randwick, based on what I'm seeing. It just looks like a square, like a circled off square, or a squared off circle. So I would say, yeah, when it says Sydney, we're doing Royal Randwick. All right, we can't race any of those races. That Heaven Stakes 8.8, that's just too far right there. We're not a dirt horse. I don't want to race in a grade 3. So we could try Britain 2000 Gs. And I know that there's a horse title that involves Britain 2000 Gs and some other horse. It's 3 2000 G races that are separated by 1 week each. So again, you need a horse with great stamina to race in those races. I don't think this horse has that kind of stamina. We could also do the Young Mile Cup in the future. So we're going to look at the horse title here for specialists that we need to get more of these accomplished. Britain, Paris, and Dublin 2000 Gs, which is 8 furlongs. So you got to have a horse with a really good racing interval to do this. Because you will see they're literally like 1 week apart. All right, there's Britain, and then it should be like 2 or 3 weeks later. There's Paris, and 2 weeks later will be Dublin. And I got distracted here, and I decided to look at Gallop World Series Sprint to see if it would select it for me, and it didn't. So maybe those races aren't totally unlocked yet or whatever. So I went back to double check. It is Dublin. And so we are going to go find Dublin, which is again just 1 week later. So April, the 5th week of April, the 2nd week of May, the 3rd week of May, pardon me. So you've got to have tremendous stamina to win these 3 races. And I don't think this horse can do it. And we're going to get a reminder of the limitations of this horse in this very next race. Back to Cambridge. We are not the favorite. That should have been a clue. And we're going to bet Equinella 5-8. Yeah, and the big thing about this one that I didn't take into account is that I think this race is open to 3-year-olds and older. There it is. Look at that horse. What was he doing? All right. I'm sorry. That was the weird running horse.
The horses are on.
We're going to have to look at that again. What was that horse doing?
And away they go.
All right, so the start wasn't terrible, but wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. We're running in a straight line, so I'm not worried about turning or anything. We kind of go way to the back here, and so I start increasing my speed, and then I think you're going to see we start having problems keeping it out of the yellow. And there we go. And so I'm trying to rein the horse back in, and it just wants to keep running. Still in the yellow. The green meter took a huge hit. Now we're in the blue, and so I'll try to speed back up to get in the green, and we go straight to the yellow.
Okay,
And so this was
won.
kind of the scenario that I had to deal with the rest of the time I was racing this horse. A very small area of green, and either it was overheating or it was too cold and not running fast enough. The 11 takes off like a bat out of hell, and we are not going to be able to do anything to get him closer. And meanwhile, the horses behind us are coming up, so we're going to end up finishing second. And I probably should have just taken that and said, we're not fully developed, we're at a star level, and I'll just take second place and leave. And because I'm an idiot, I didn't take second place and leave. I did a retry, and the retry is going to be worse than the original. So it's really humbling when this happens, when you think, if I just stay out of the hot zone, it'll be better. I won't have that happen. I'll win, and then you won't win. You know? So this is just something to keep in mind, that, you know, when you do a retry, you're not guaranteed to improve your standing. And that's something that
that was a great start.
I should have taken heart. All right, we got Start Dash again. I'm really surprised that it didn't evolve, because we got it a fair number of times during the career of Dress Blues, but it did not evolve at all. And that was disappointing to me. Inching up, but we're starting to overheat now. We did get the first part of the revolutions. I thought, great. Now that we're in the green, we're going to get the second part. Do you see how fast the horse was running in the green?
Hey,
He's running super fast. Now he's running super fast in the yellow.
this is where the
And we
race
have
is
4
won.
furlongs left to go. So this is terrible. And I'm trying to rein the horse back, and he just won't do it. And so we're not going to get the revolutions. In fact, we're going to get absolutely crushed down here at the end because I have no green meter to draw from. And even though I'm doing my best, you can see we never leave the mid-pack. And frankly, we only beat 3 horses in the race. So really, maybe 4 horses. So really embarrassing, and I should have just kept the second place and shut my mouth. But one thing this did do was wake me up to the fact that we are not qualified to run in. We're not good enough to run in races like this, where it's open to horses of my age and above. So I'm going to withdraw myself from the other 2 races. Also because we can't win the horse title. So if I can't win the horse title, why would I get in the race? All right, you can see speed is 94, staying is 91. So we're fast, but we're not good enough to win these races. So I'm going to remove them. All right, and the Young Crown Cup is just too close, and we're not going to have enough recovery time. Running in the Dublin wouldn't make any sense to me because we can't win the horse title. The Mars Stakes is out there, or the Golden Pluto, and so we'll pick the Golden Pluto and run in that instead, and that should get us the special sprint title, I think. And we're going to put our bet in here. And really nice odds. All right, so I think we're in Long Beach. Maybe Hollywood Park, which is no longer open.
The horses are on the track. And away they
I
go.
think it was sold. Yeah. Hollywood Park was a thoroughbred race course located in Inglewood, and it was demolished, and now it's the site of a master-planned neighborhood, including SoFi Stadium, YouTube Theater, the Hollywood Park Casino, and the NFL Los Angeles building, which is where they have Red Zone and all that stuff. So, horse racing is selling. Their tracks are being sold left and right. I've heard just this week that Gulfstream Park, north of Miami, is in danger of being sold for the exact same reason, that the land is too valuable. And the lady who owns it, her dad loved horses and was a big horse racing fan. And she just doesn't care about horse racing. She cares about money. So Gulfstream will probably be closed by this time next year. All right, we lost the Golden Pluto Stakes. Again, another terrible race where I'm just not having... It's not easy for me to keep the horse where I want it to be, which is in the green, not in the yellow, not in the blue. And it just doesn't want to run there anymore. Very easy to get it there in the beginning, and now that it's faster, it doesn't want to run there. So
The horses are on the track.
all right, perfect start on the retry,
And away they go.
and we get that start dash.
That was a great start.
And as you can see, probably 2 other horses had to start dash as well. And we're just gonna... I don't even know why I moved over. Isn't it a straight track? Yeah, I was not thinking there. We're in a good place right now. I'm preemptively trying to slow down. The legs of the horse make it look like it's running really hard. We're not going to get the revolutions. And so we're going to go to the whip from behind.
2 furlongs to go.
And we're going to try to run down
Show
the
your
11.
guts.
And
An amazing
I
burst
don't
of
think we're
speed.
going to be successful. Nope, even though I'm all over the whip, we do not pass that horse
My
until
goodness,
after the
they've
finish
lost
line.
their chance at that time.
So we only do one retry, so I'm just gonna eat the loss. It was a good enough race. You can't win them all. Unless you're a super horse. Alright. Take a look at the horse card. Speed up to 95, staying up to 92. Some of the skills have yet to be revealed. Growth curve, it may be a sustained growth curve, or it may be normal. It's not fast. Alright, so we entered a Gallup World Series sprint race. And we'll see how we do in this one. The Summer Sprint Stakes, or Cup, pardon me, Summer Sprint Cup. Again from Cambridge. And we'll see how we do here. I wonder if King Charles is a horse racing fan. I know they play polo, which is a sport for rich dickheads, but I wonder if he ever goes out to Cambridge and eats some grue beans. I think those are boiled pig's feet. Doesn't sound very attractive.
The horses are on the track.
I think I mentioned that in my last video, now that I think about it.
And away
Just seeing
they
who's
go.
paying attention, all 10 of the people who watch these. Alright, not a great start, but we're in a good place right now. See, look at the horse legs right there. Now it's starting to get really fast. Right there is where I want this horse to be, in the green, but with the legs not fast like they are right now. And for some reason, they're running really fast right now. And I don't want them to be doing that, really. We're not going to get the revolutions. Everybody's starting to pass us, so we're going to go to the whip. And we're going to go to the front, and we're not going to be able to hold off the entire pack. So I don't know what went on there. We jostled the horse next to us and unlock another special ability called Tough. But we finished really poorly in this race. So I think we're going to replay this one too. And I really don't want to do a ton of retries. But this race is more important than the previous race, so I am going to retry it. All right, one more time here.
And away they go.
And off we go. We're going to get in the green. We're going to try very hard to keep it right here. And there will be a point where you want to slow down after the start. I want to say it's like right about now. Once your green meter fills up, you want to slow down a little bit. Alright, no revolutions again. Maybe if I had gotten a perfect start, we could have gotten it. We're going to go to the whip after a bunch of horses pass us.
Show your guts.
And unfortunately for me, we're not going to gain any ground whatsoever. So again, I think this is just a case of where maybe this horse isn't good enough. But we do not win that race.
Lost their chance at that time.
Better showing, but a terrible results, and it just is what it is. And another course record. All right, ugly. Yeah, and it's moments like this that derail any thoughts you might have getting other horse titles. So now we're just trying to get a horse title. All right, you can see the horse has almost no energy left. We kind of ran him down. So we're going to wait to get that back to at least this level of green. Are we going to race in leads? I guess so. Lead sprint stakes. We don't have anything to lose. While that's happening, let me look up leads. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Nope, it's giving me cars. I don't want cars. Weatherby Racecourse. It says it's in West Yorkshire. So that's maybe what this is supposed to be. Does that look like West Yorkshire to you? I don't know. It's supposedly straight. While they show us the field, I'm going to look up to see a picture of it. They spell Weatherby a little different than I would. We'll look at some images here.
The horses are on the track.
I mean, I can see where they got the diagram from, but it really kind of looks like a traditional oval for the most part. Although the ends of the oval, the turns aren't radiused like they are in American tracks. All right, wow, that happened all pretty fast because it's just a 5 furlong race. Again, no revolutions. We're going to go to the whip again late.
Show your guts.
Using the reins and riding pretty hard, we were going to overtake the two coming down the stretch here, and we were going to get that 5th victory. And we should have just gotten the Specialist Sprint Stakes horse title.
We have a winner. Yes. Horse
Sprint
title
champ.
earned.
There it is. All right, that is the only other horse title this horse is going to get. I hate to say it. We're going to run a bunch of other Grade 1 races and win them, but that is the only horse title we're going to get with this horse, other than the G1 Hunter. So 1 new horse title, and we unlocked 3 new horse titles under Specialist. So we unlocked the Stayer, 5 wins in normal G1, 12.5 furlongs and above. We unlocked Golden Complete, which is winning every race with the word gold in it. And we unlocked Another World, which is 3 overwhelming wins in Gallop World Series races. So, again, if you have a horse that's prone to revolutions and you have that unlocked, Another World might not be that hard for you to get. But I don't think there's any other horse titles this horse can get. All those races have pretty much come and gone. And again, we're at very low energy. So again, just trying to find something that we could run in. I guess we could try the Empress Mile Stakes. Paris Sprint, they want to overload my horse for some reason. I entered it and then I realized what the message said. And I went back and looked, and it's putting me at 136 to run in that race, which is a lot of weight. Normally we run at like 125. So I backed out of that. So I guess we'll try the Paris Cup or the Victoria Stakes, or a real low weight for that. Empress Stakes out there. Aquarius Stakes in Paris. Paris Sprint. Again, overweight for some unknown reason. Maybe they think I'm too good. I don't know. Or we could run in the World Cup Mile. So after some hemming and hawing, I think I'm going to run in the World Cup Mile. I was looking for the what is it, King and Empress thing for that horse title, and it's not here. I'm not finding it. So that means I still have to unlock more races. And that means I have to probably win the last 3 normal horse titles to do that. So that's Triple Crown and Tierra, and the offset triple, which requires a filly, and I can't remember what the last one is, but yeah. So we got to breed that horse next and run those races. All right, so we did end up in London to run the Empress Mile. We're going to get our bet in here. All right, I'm anticipating this video is going to run for another half an hour, if you're wondering. All right, there's the track. That guy's silks look very similar to mine in some ways, although mine has a cooler design.
The horses are on the track. And away they go.
Not a perfect start. And we're down in the blue where I didn't want to be. So we're trying to speed up, but then we go into the yellow. And then my horse won't get out of the yellow, no matter what I do. I'm just hitting down over and over again. And then as soon as we get out of the yellow, we go back to the blue. So maybe I just should have run the horse this way. I didn't want to. I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I would feel comfortable running a longer distance horse in the blue, but not a sprint horse. Especially because we don't have a last first or whatever. So we're going to go to the whip. We're going to try to take the lead. And we're going to edge in front of the 10. And we are going to barely win this in front of a crowd of other horses. I'm sure the crowd was going nuts.
We have a winner!
All right, so another win for Dress Blues. And another course record. All right, I think we're going to look at the horse card, look at his skills right about now. Horse is plumb tuckered out. All right, 97 speed, 94 staying, 96 tenacity. Feel is only 68, stamina 65, power 68. And the minus ability is still there, but it is not triggered. And basically at this point, I would retire right now if I knew that that was going to trigger. So, because that way it won't pass on to the next generation. So all the good things that we got from our parents, our parent horses, the mom and dad, like our stamina, our turf ability, toughness, start dash, won't pass on, or pardon me, will pass on. But the minus that came from the sire Warpig will not pass on. It'll be maybe recessive, but it won't be a primary trait for breeding. So that is the one saving grace from the disappointments in this video, is that so far that minus trait is not triggered. So it's basically like it's there, but it's not rearing its head. You know. All right, we got our bet in for the Mile Champ Cup. So I kind of pivoted to trying to win another horse title, the special one for 5 races at 8 furlongs. I don't think we pulled that off. But I was trying to do something to just get one more horse title with this horse. But I picked the wrong races, I guess. All right, so there is the field for the Mile Championship
The horses
Cup.
are on the track.
We are a really good horse. We should win this, no problem. Almost a perfect start.
And away they go.
And no rough on this track, I don't think, but I'm going to move away from the rail anyway. And you can see the other horses just doing whatever, but most of them are behind us or next to us, so by moving over, we actually prevented them from moving over. Does that make sense? And we've left room for ourselves on the inside.
This is where the race is won.
Alright, kind of a slow pace. That's the green I like. Legs not going a mile a minute, but still in the green. We're going to move out, create room for ourselves, and go to the whip here. We blow by the 5, which was the first place horse, and we surge for the lead. The 8 is coming with us, and I'm just going to give a little bit more whip to stay clear, and there is another victory.
We have a winner.
All right. And we finally won some money. Holy goodness. We finally cashed out. It's been so long. All right. Looking at the horse cards, speed now up to 98 with tough and start dash. 5 to 8 furlong distance. The leg is going to be normal growth interval. All right, so in theory, this is the apex of this horse's ability right now. All right, China Sprint is out there. China Mile is out there. The Mile is a Gallup World Series race. The Sprint is not. That's a tough one. I'm going to go for the Sprint. I probably should have gone for the Mile, but I'm dumb, so it's all good. All right, we're a clear favorite. As you can see, it's raining in Hong Kong, and we get that bet in. Boy, I wonder how badly they've cracked down on horse racing since Hong Kong stopped being a territory of Britain. But that being said, this game's from 2006, so the handover from Britain was in 1999. All right, just a straight run down the track. That's cool. A lot of fog. Let's take a look.
The horses are on the track.
Sha Tin. I think that is the name of the
And
race
away
course
they
in
go.
Hong Kong. The Sha Tin racetrack. Oh boy. Alright, it says Sha Tin. Are we racing? Yes, we're racing. Alright, hopefully we do well. One of 2 race courses for horse racing in Hong Kong, managed by the Hong Kong Jockey Club. Alright, we have surged to the lead. We are pulling away from the 2 horse, and we are going to come out of the fog and win in Hong Kong.
We have a winner.
All right, 99 speed, 96 tenacity, 96 staying. Just stamina and power are not in the yellow or red. So a lot of speed with this horse, but everything else just kind of average. So I think if you bred this horse to another horse and got a sprint horse out of it, that horse would be probably really good. Again, you can see there are just no special races around this time of the year. So I guess we're going to go back to Sydney. Because I don't want to not... I only want to race in G1s for now. Alright, we're going to enter the race. Taking a look at the Gallup World Series, we finished 5th. the Gallup World Series with 14 points. And we didn't chart on the turf or dirt circuit. And we did not get any kind of award in year number 3. Shameful. And we won, I want to say, at least 5 or 6 grade 1 races that year. So all that hard work was for nothing. All right, let's get our bet in. Yeah, that's just a weird track layout. Just one man's opinion. It looks kind of weird. But we are a clear favorite in this race.
The horses
1.6 to
are on the
1. Not a great start.
And away they go.
You know, sometimes I've found that by trying to not have a perfect start, you would get a perfect start by doing that. You know what I mean? So maybe I need to start trying that. All right, we're going to start moving over. And of course, our horse promptly goes into the blue. And we're going to move back out because I'm like, I don't want to get trapped in there. And suddenly we're in second place. Should have bumped that horse to get toughness to trigger. Anyway, we went to the whip.
An amazing burst of speed.
To an easy victory. Not an overwhelming one, but an easy one. I think overwhelming, there's a rule. It's got to be like greater than a certain amount of furlongs. Probably 10.
We have a winner.
10 or 15. I don't know. Maybe I can look it up. Alright, let's go to Google. Type in Gallup Racer. What is an overwhelming win? No, AI, you are not correct. Let's see. Overwhelming wins. Does anyone have anything to say? No, I don't think anyone does. I can't find any further information about it. This one is saying it's 4 furlongs. That cannot be correct. Yeah. By the way, toughness only triggers once per race, so if you were out there trying to bump into other horses all day long, it's not going to trigger more than once. Same thing with any of these abilities, they usually only trigger once. Rough track, okay, might be another one that people think is going to trigger more than once.
The horses are on the track. And away they go.
Alright, well this isn't promising, but at least we have a full green meter. I'm going to move over to give myself more of a clear avenue to the finish here. Revolutions, again, we're not getting it because we didn't have a perfect start. We're going to go to the whip. That looked kind of weird graphically. Over in the right-hand side. We went straight to the front. And there is a victory.
We have a winner.
All right, no money, of course. All right, 99 speed. Getting pretty high up there. There's a Raider greater than 99. And we will discover it in this video, as I will show you what it looks like. And it is not 100. All right, looking for a race here. I'm not seeing a race for me. So we could race in the Rigel Stakes, or we could do the Queen Mile Stakes again, or we could do the Golden Pluto Stakes, or the Spring Mile Cup. And I just think right now I'm trying to decide on which one, because I was trying to unlock another horse title, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, so. Basically, I was trying to decide between these two, Golden Pluto or Queen Mile. We are going to choose the Queen Mile because we are at the apex of our abilities, almost. And we are a pretty decisive favorite. Get that bet in. All right, the Queen Mile Stakes. It is a straight run here in London. And we hold the course record. Or the track record, whatever you want to call it.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go.
All right, we're off like a dirty shirt. And we're fading to the back. And I start freaking out and start trying to make my horse go faster. Blue X isn't going to help me do anything. Now we're overheating and we're at the back of the track. Really great. Actually, there's only like 4 horses in front of us. I was going to say 5, but then we passed the 4 decisively.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
Now there's 3 horses in front of us. And I think we're going to pass the 6. And then there's just going to be 2 horses in front of us. Oh, now we're going to go to the lip. Right to the front. The 2 is trying to stay with us. The 7, is it the 9? The 9 is trying to stay with us, but we're going to go back to the whip. And we're going to pull away and defeat the 2. And it looks like the 3 finished 3rd in that one. So we made the right choice in racing this race. Although that being said, again, we're at probably close to the apex of our ability for this race. So I think that's why we won. We also picked up some cash here. All right, let's go look at the horse's skills. Speed 97. Wait a minute, weren't we just 99? I think I missed it. I think I was talking about something else. So anyway, there was a thing you may have seen about 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, where our speed rating said 99, but the numbers were black and everything else was red. That means the skill was over 99. So it was just for one race, but that is what a skill over 100 looks like. And my understanding is that when you get further down the road in this game, and you're breeding descendants of horses you've bred, you can have multiple skills that look like that. So that's the kind of horse that will win like Another World or Gallop Racer or 55 Grade 1 wins without a loss. Perfect, I think it's called. So anyway, we are back in Cambridge for the Summer Sprint Cup on the sidetrack, I guess. I'm sorry I missed that. I was probably talking about Hong Kong and stuff like that.
The horses
So
are
yeah,
on the
we're on our way down skill-wise now. So we've got to be cautious about what we're doing.
And away they go.
All right, we're in the back of the pack again. It's not great. We're trying to speed up. Thankfully, we're not overheating right now. Oh, there we go. Look at the green meter just immediately. It's going down even now, even though we're not overheating. The green meter is still ticking down little by little. So we go into the blue and it finally stops. But then once you're back in the yellow, look at how fast the green meter is going down.
Show your guts.
Utterly ridiculous. And we're not going to win. This horse is going to just be a little bit too strong for us to
They've
pass.
reached their limit. Finish.
Yep. Absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to retry because the jockey eval was so bad. And we'll see if it makes a difference. I'm not going to hold my breath. Because again, as much as I'm just ecstatic at how well a horse that is this cheap to breed performed, I also think it could have done more.
And away they go.
All right, we get that
was
start
a great
dash.
start.
Right about now, it's like, what, this should have evolved by now into like Gate Rocket or something like that, I think is the evolved version. But it didn't, and that was disappointing. Trying to slow down preemptively so we don't overheat. There's the blue revolution circle. So I was like, well, maybe I need to slow down more so I can get the blue revolutions. And we get the second part of it. So I tried whipping at 2.3, which is the only other time I got the blue revolution, and we don't get it. And now I'm starting to freak out because everybody is starting to catch up with me. But thankfully, we're going to have enough to hold on and win this. So that was interesting. I probably whipped a little bit too late to trigger the blue revolution.
We have a winner.
You want the whip fall to be on 2.3, not the actual when you hit the button. All right, course record here in Cambridge. Pretty good jockey eval. And we'll go back to the barn here, take a peek. All right, not much decline from the last time we looked at it. But again, we're on the way down, so you got to keep that in mind when you pick your races. There should be a point where I start picking normal races instead of special races. So Super Sprint Cup, I think we've not won that before. We're going to try to win it now.
Unknown caller.
Well, I don't know who's calling me, so I'm going to put them to voicemail. Yep, no idea who that was. All right, there is our bet. They probably want to ask me about my car's extended warranty. Huh. All right. I guess we haven't raced this race before.
The horses
Another
are on
foggy
the track.
racetrack. Oh, perfect start.
And away they go.
There is
That was
start
a great
dash.
start.
Yeah, right about now I was like, man, if that would only evolve, I'd be so happy. It didn't. It didn't evolve. We did not trigger it enough. Probably were one short of whatever we needed to get it to trigger, like 10 times. If 10 times causes it to evolve, we probably did it 9 times. Alright, we go to the whip at 1.7. And we're just going to squeeze in front here. And we're going to go back to the whip to make sure we win, and we do.
We have a winner.
And a track record. Amazing. And still didn't get paid. Speed down to 96, staying 94, tenacity 92. Let's pick our next race here. We want to make sure we're recovered enough so we can do the Victoria Stakes. Back down to Sydney. And we will do that. An overwhelming favorite, allegedly, for this race. All right, maybe we can break the course record set by Jupiter Page. That's just a computer horse.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go.
Not a perfect start. We're going to start moving over here. We've got a good position here with a clear path. So we're going to try to speed up a little bit. As you can see, the revolutions are not cooperating. We half are red and the other half is blue.
2 furlongs to go.
We're going to go to the whip. We have a lead. Can we keep the lead? Yes, we can. The 3 made its run way too late.
We have a winner.
All right, I'll take it. Speed dropped to 96. All of our red skills went down 1 point. All right. Got the Empress Mile. We're not really recovered enough to race that. Paris Sprint, again, way overweight to run in that. There's not a real lot of great choices here. World Cup Mile. We'll try that. back to Hollywood Park. We are a clear favorite over Divine Carol. One time around the track here.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go.
Starting to move over here. Save some ground. But I don't want to move all the way over. So we're just going to stay kind of here and then edge out a little bit. Starting to overheat again. And then of course we go right into the blue.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
And then right now we're running in the green. You can see the green meter is eroding for no reason whatsoever. Look at it just going down. We're running in the green. We're not exerting. Finally we go to the whip. But it just should not have been doing that.
Show your guts.
That doesn't make any sense at all to me. The 8 comes on. I don't think we won that. He passed us right at the line. All right, we did lose to Divine Carol.
Too bad.
That is infuriating. The jockey eval is terrible. We're going to replay. Yep, I hate to say it. We have replays. This is a $1,500 horse. Nobody should be shocked that I'm having to replay some of these races.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go.
All right,
was a
start
great
dash.
start.
We're going to use that opportunity to move over and help ourselves out. And even more so. Even though we're overheating, we're going to slow down here and take the rail.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
And for a minute I was comfortable running in the blue, but now we're going to start increasing our speed again because we're getting to the end of the race. I don't have to pass everybody all over again. We're going to go the whip a little bit early. I'm trying to edge out to make the one go around me. I was actually trying to trigger tough off of the one, hoping it would give us a little bit of a boost. It doesn't. We finished worse.
Finish!
Yeah. Maybe another race I shouldn't have rerun. I hate to say it. All right, last race of the year, we're going to go back to Hong Kong and do the China Sprint. We're going to get that bet in. A much nicer day this time than when we last raced in Hong Kong, that's for sure. At the Sha Tin Racecourse. Now that I know that, I'm going to have to mention that every single time I race here, which is probably going to be 3 times the video.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go.
Not a great start. We're back in the rear. All right, we go to the whip,
2 furlongs to go.
hoping to be able to pass and overcome. We edge ahead of the 4.
An amazing burst of speed.
We go to the whip again in front of the 7, and we're going to get that victory here in Hong Kong in the China Sprint.
We have a winner.
Yeah, I think the horse that'll Hong Kong complete is win 4 races in Hong Kong, and there are only 3 unlocked right now. So that just tells you you've got more stuff to win. King and Empress is a race I still haven't found. So I'm hoping that when we get the Triple Crown Tiara, it will unlock those races. All right, speed's still at 94, so we still got some good racing left, at least while it lasts. We're going to go back to our old favorite, Sydney, for the Australia Stakes and try to win that. All right, we were the best sprinter in the Gallop World Series. 28 points, just eking out a win over Divine Carol. And we did not factor on the turf side. So 10,000 G's as a prize. And at the end of the year, we were the best sprinter or miler as well. So I guess that's not terrible. All right, still a pretty definitive favorite in bad weather. All right, here we go. Maybe we can set the course record this time. Maybe, maybe not.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go.
Average start, kind of dropping to the rear here. The other horses are coming over because we have turns. So I'm trying to find my way to the outside and speed up at the same time, which isn't really working. All right, now we've made our way to the outside. We're clear of the other horses. We are naturally taking the lead around the last turn.
Show your guts.
We're holding the whip. And we're just doing the reins for now. Oh, 12's coming up. Just want to make sure we're going to win. All right.
We have a winner.
All right, another win. Beautiful. And we passed 1 million credits in our balance, 1 million points. Da-da-da. All that for a horse that costs just over 1,500 points to breed. Now, it didn't win $1 million all by itself, but still. All right, we only have 2 red skills left, speed and staying. Speed is still 94, staying is 91. Again, we're looking for a race here, and this part of the year is not really great for special races, so we will race in the Royal Cup in New Orleans on the normal side of the race ledger. Still a favorite. Our old friend Wardrum holds the record on this track.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go.
Not a great start, but we have the post or the rail. We're going to stay right there. I'm going to try to stay out of overheating territory. All right, we go to the whip at 2.2.
Furlongs to go.
Right to the front. The 9, creeping up. But he's not going to have enough, and we are going to win the roll.
Look out, they're coming up from behind.
Don't know how much longer this horse has at the grade 1 level. I really don't know.
We have a winner.
Just being honest, there are some chinks in the armor. That looked slow. .92 speed, 90 staying. Tenacity's now at 88. We're definitely on the downslope. So maybe 2 to 3 more races. All right, we'll try the Golden Pluto. Actually, why did I undo that? Because I wanted to try the Rigel Stakes instead. I don't think, in hindsight, this is a good idea. I probably should have switched to North American races, but there aren't a ton of grade 1 sprints in the normal level. So I think we're near the end for this horse. I'm just being honest. We're going to find out here in a minute. We're the clear favorite. We should win this race. No problem. But if I'm remembering correctly, it didn't come that easy.
The horses are on the track.
Almost perfect start.
And away they go.
We're going to move over. Not all the way, but a lot of the way. Now we're overheating, so I'm really trying to slow down. We get to the rail. We've got the first part of the revolutions unlocked. And then my horse stops listening to me and takes off. And then we're going slow. And then we're speeding up. And then we're slowing down. And then we're speeding up. And then we're slowing down. And I was hoping I could get the red X in the middle. And be lined up for the revolutions. And it is not going to happen. We got the blue revolution for some reason. So that means the revolutions are out. We go to the whip with 2.0 left. And the one horse is right next to us. And despite everything I'm trying to bump him here, can't get the bump, can't get ahead of him because I was trying to bump and not whip. So I essentially lost that race by dumb jockeying. Yeah, so we may replay that one, but that was all me being an idiot instead of me doing what I was supposed to do.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go. That was a great start.
All right, I think we're in a good place right here. You can see we're in third, just off the lead. We're running in the blue, and I just decided not to fight it, although the green meter is not in a great place. And it's starting to edge down again here for absolutely no reason. We are getting close to the end here. We're taking the lead. The one came up. I went to the whip here. And I'm going to mind it, and I think we're going to pull away from the run and win this. And we are going to win this. But after this race, I'll be really interested to see what the skills look like for this horse. Because I'd be willing to bet our only red skill left is speed.
We have a winner!
Alright, so there's the win we should have gotten in the first place, along with the start dash. Again, just utterly flabbergasted that hasn't evolved itself by now. Alright, 92. Speed is our only remaining red skill. That's not great. I didn't want to run the spring mile. We're not refreshed enough to run in that. We could try the Golden Pluto or the Queen Mile. We'll try the Queen Mile because we've had success there before. And we are definitively not the favorite. That should have been a clue. If I had the ability to scratch the horse, I may have scratched it right then. We don't have that ability in this game. To scratch once you see the odds. And that's one thing that if they ever make a modern one in English language for North America, I would love the ability to scratch my horse from races instead of withdrawing the registration. All right, we have the course record here in London. It is a track well known to us. We've raced it before and won this race before, but we are not the favorite. We are the fourth favorite, actually, even worse.
The horses are on the track.
But we'll see what we can do. Not a perfect start. That's
And away they go.
a bad sign. We're going to come out of the gate. We're going to try to get our position. We're in the green. I'm fine with where we are right now. It's a straight course. There's no turns. Look at the legs. We're running too fast. We need to be slowing down
Hey,
right now.
what are you doing?
Now we're overheating. Now I'm trying desperately to rein the horse in, and it wants to run away. Desperately hitting the down button. Finally get down. And look at how low the green meter is. So I'm going to try to move back up.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
But that is not going to be enough green meter, folks. You know that by now. Watching this horse race. We go back to the yellow accidentally. The green meter is starting to go down now without my input. And everybody starts passing us, so I go to the whip at 1.8. And basically there is zero response from
Show
the
your
horse.
heart.
And this is probably the end for this horse.
Finish!
I don't race grade 2 races and grade 3 races at the end of a career. So we performed badly in the Queen Mile Stakes. And we weren't the favorite. So we're going to take the loss and take our million credits and go home. One last look at the card. 92 speed. Are we going to try one more race? Can we find one more race to run? Something that's a sprint to let me know it's truly over. Like the lead sprint. Look at the weight. Too high. Super Mile Cup. I think it'd be too challenging. Super Sprint Cup in Normandy. All right, folks, we're going to Normandy. We're going to France for the Super Sprint. Is it Cup or Stakes? I think it might be Stakes. The last race, Super Sprint Cup, to see if Dress Blues still has it or not. The Ghosts of Normandy Beach are watching 6.5 furlongs. Do we still have it? We are a big favorite, 2.2 to 1. We should be walking away with this race. All right, there is the race course. All right, Golden Monster is also a pretty low odds, so
The horses
we'll
are
see.
on the
Can we get a
track.
good start? No.
And away they go.
No, we can't. All right, no turns. Just got to keep it in the green. All right, we're moving up on third place. We're now in third place. 4 furlongs remaining. We're now in second place. Closing in on the leader. All is well. The 4 pushes up. We're now in third place. The 4 makes its run. We make our run to the whip. And we are not gaining on the 4 at all.
Oh, there.
And my horse goes wild at the whip. And that is truly
Finish!
the final nail in the coffin of the career of Dress Blues. It was a good horse, especially for what we paid to breed the horse. But at the end of the day, are we going to retry this? Oh my gosh, I forgot I wanted to retry this. At the end of the day, we're talking about a $1,500 horse that probably won 10 times that, if not more, in purses alone. So,
The horses are on the track.
value for the money, incredible.
And away they go.
You know, it was a good horse. It won a lot of grade 1 races, probably 19, between 15 and 20 grade 1 wins. A lot of sprint wins. Definitely a good sprinting horse, but didn't have the long range stamina in terms of like the apex of its skills. We had a very short apex of running at that 97, 98, 99, 100 speed, and then we went right back down to 97 after like 2 or 3 races. So the high wasn't high and long enough. Here again, we're using the reins and the whip. We're not gaining any ground. Nothing was gained by this replay, although we did finish 3rd, maybe 4th. So yes, Dress Blues doesn't have what it takes to compete anymore at grade 1. So we are going to retire the horse. One last look at the horse card, 90 speed after that race. So yeah, believe it or not, we never triggered the minus. That was incredible that we never triggered that. So in theory, that won't carry on to the breeding. And so we will retire. We had 25 races, 19 wins, all at grade 1. We had a 10 race winning streak. And we are going to go back to the theme park and take a look at Dress Blues in the breeding shed. Just a preview of what you'll see next time if we decide to breed this horse. All right, 4,400 to breed. I hit the wrong button. All right, breedability. You can see open circle for toughness, normal growth, 5 to 8 furlongs, double circle for turf. Start dash and tough, tenacity, speed, and staying are its strengths. And several minuses in the pedigree, so keep that in mind. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. I will see you next time on Gallop Racer 2006.